Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Two Guys with Four Eyes, the podcast that takes you back in time to discuss the movies of yesteryear. I'm Robert Hollister, and with me always is Ben Palmer.
Here I am.
There you are.
I'm right here, ready to go.
Alright guys, now come with us on a high seas adventure with Steven Seagal as we break down 1992's Under Siege. Well, hey Ben, how you doing this week?
Doing good, man.
Yeah?
Doing fucking good.
Well, you look good. You look good. I'm glad to be back here. This, guys, is episode
8?
7.
7.
This is episode
I'm
7.
jumping the gun, man.
No, and I want to point out also that this is also the third consecutive week of us actually having an episode. So there's a lot. Now this weekend was the New York Comic Con.
Yep.
So there's a lot going on with that. A lot of reveals, a lot of talks, a lot of panels, a lot of news with the Netflix Marvel universe.
Yeah.
A lot of news.
It's making some waves.
Making some waves indeed. They had the new trailer for Iron Fist.
Yep.
Which that came out. Did you watch that?
Yeah, I did.
You did. What do you think about that?
It looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty okay.
I was a little worried about it, honestly.
Yeah, I don't see. I'm a little worried it's gonna be I just don't want it to be more, just ninja, karate, martial arts
We have
fighting.
plenty of that.
Plenty of that already.
Yeah.
Plus, did you see Madame Gao from the Daredevil? The Daredevil.
Yeah.
She's, what is her character? What is her deal?
I
Is
wish I
she
could tell you.
is she like an ally? Is she a villain? Because she seems like she's just helping. She helps more than she
Yeah.
hurts.
She's mysterious, man.
Is she blind?
Is she supposed to be?
Is she blind?
I think she
I
is.
think she is. There's a
Yeah.
lot of blind characters on the Netflix shows, right?
They don't like people seeing shit.
No, I don't. I mean, but, I
I
mean,
want.
whatever. But no, Iron Fist came out. Looks pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. They build him in the trailer as the last defender.
Right.
So they're trying now to pump up the defenders, the defenders. So that's exciting because that should be a
Right.
good time.
Well, we knew that was coming. Like, obviously,
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone. I mean, did everyone?
we knew.
We knew. Most people of our kind
And
knew.
does anyone else really matter?
No, they really don't. You're right. If they didn't know Defenders was happening, then you know what? They don't know anything. Well, on Defenders, Sigourney Weaver, she's been cast as the villain.
Yeah. That's huge.
That is big. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
But Marvel's always had a good way of, or they've always had a way of, getting these larger actors in. Robert Redford in Winter Soldier. You had Glenn Close in Guardians of the Galaxy, and now we have Kurt Russell in the new Guardians. Tommy Lee Jones
Yep.
in the first Captain America. So they always have a way of just getting their hands on these like bigger name actors and like saying, hey, you know what, get in here and
Get your shit together. Hop on the Marvel train.
yeah, give us some credibility.
Yeah.
Because we're just Marvel. We're nothing.
We're nobody.
So, but Sigourney Weaver, she's gonna be the villain. Now her character hasn't been revealed yet. However, when she came out at the panel at the Comic-Con, she was wearing all green,
Right.
which leads me to speculate
Uh-oh.
that she'll be
Two guys speculation.
speculation, yeah, that she may be Madam Hydra,
All right.
which I think would make a little sense. Now that Hydra's fallen, maybe
Right.
they're gonna kind of like rebirth it a bit, and maybe she could be like the new face of Hydra.
Sure.
And also kind of like bring it into bring the Netflix shows more into the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and even like with
Yeah.
Agents of Shield, they even have Hydra on that show, but they haven't really mentioned
Yeah.
any Hydra.
Do you think eventually they're trying to merge cinematic and Netflix?
I wouldn't mind. I mean, they don't even have it as when they talk about the Netflix shows, they even just refer to it as part of the MCU. In
Right.
a lot of like articles that I've been reading and stuff, they don't mention. It's not like its own thing. Like the MNU. No,
Yeah.
that doesn't sound good. But yeah, I mean, I would like for them to merge it all together. Because I mean,
And you know who doesn't do that? DC.
DC does not do that. You're right. They just they just have they just recast and
Yep.
forget, man.
Yeah. See, if they ever want to throw Daredevil in a movie with the Avengers or with whoever,
Mm-hmm.
you know they're gonna use the same guy. There's no fucking way they're gonna recast just for the movie.
Right, exactly. Like I mean, there'd be no reason to.
Yeah, he's great.
He is great, and I mean, and he also, he's been He's been around the movies block a time for time. He was in
Tit for tat.
he's been in some things. He was in I think he was in Stardust, and he was in that Theory of Everything movie. That
Was he?
Yeah, he was in the Stephen Hawking
Oh, I didn't see that movie.
Hawking
Ste-
Stephen Hawking
Hawking.
Hawking movie.
Hawking.
Hawking's?
Single. No,
Single.
It's not.
It's not plural Hawkings.
It's just one Hawking.
Oh, okay. Well, he was in that movie. He was the yeah, he was like the other love interest. He was like the nanny.
The one without.
He was like the nanny that like his wife ended up like leaving him for.
Dude, I don't know. I didn't.
You don't know this. You don't know the life of Stephen Hawking.
This is.
Well, anyway, he was in that, so he's been in movies, so he can do it. And I
Right.
would be very happy if you were to like explore the universe with the Avengers, Guardians, and the rest of the whole fucking MCU.
Just
That'd be great.
explore the universe.
Just explore. Just have a good time, guys.
Yeah.
You know, just get out there and just. I mean, they'll have to explain it and maybe describe it for them.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. But moving on from that, and then more news with the Marvel Netflix universe. And speaking of Stardust,
The MNU.
Punisher has cast 3 characters for its television show.
Right.
Its television show? That sounds like an old man saying that, don't I? For that. We have Ben Barnes, who was in the Chronicles of Narnia. He played Prince Caspian.
Yeah.
He was also in Stardust. He
Look at
really was in Stardust.
100%.
I don't know.
confirmed.
I don't know if Charlie Cox was in Stardust or not, but I know Ben Barnes was. Huh. Charlie Cox, Ben Barnes. Were these guys created by Stan Lee?
Those are real names.
These aren't real. But he's also in the new show Westworld, which I haven't had a chance to check out yet.
No, it's the second episode just happened.
Yeah, so I gotta jump on that. But he's gonna be.
You got a lot to jump on.
Oh, I've jumped on a lot. We'll talk about that later. But he's gonna be playing Billy Russo, who later becomes Jigsaw.
Right.
So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's pretty exciting. So I'm happy to see that. We also have Eben Moss Backrack. Eben Moss Backrack.
Baraka.
And he's playing Micro. I think I'm most excited
Okay.
for Micro.
Yeah.
It'd be good to see Frank with somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
Have a buddy. Because he didn't at all, really. I mean,
Ever.
he had some scenes with Daredevil, but he had no friends.
Yeah.
So it'd be good to see him like have a conversation with somebody that he's not trying to beat up, right? And then we have Amber Rose Riva, who's playing a new character, Dina Madani, and now she's
Created for the show.
yeah, she's created for the show, and she's supposed to be some sort of like Homeland Security type like
Right.
uh
Possible love interest.
maybe she's perplexed and vexed by the ways of Frank Castle. So
Yeah.
I'm guessing she's gonna try to want to have that awkward Netflix Marvel sex scene with him at some point.
Oh man, they
But-
love those.
yeah,
they
they-
love those
yeah, they
really
do.
awkward sex scenes.
So good, so good, so good. Oh god, that's a lot of Marvel news though.
Because you're a fanboy.
Well, it's not just there's a lot going on in the Marvel universe.
there is,
I
yeah.
I can't help it.
Yeah, they're pulling the trigger on a lot of shit right now.
It's not my
so.
fault DC only has what? Justice League? That finished wrapping. That's news, right?
Oh,
Is that news?
it's news to me.
It's news, I guess. That
You know why I don't know that?
why?
'Cause I'm not a DC fan.
Yeah, I don't know much about. No, no, I've been trying to keep up with a little bit more DC news, but I even looked it up and like there's really nothing really going on. William Shatner he's cast to do the voice of Two-Face and the sequel to the animated Batman Return of the Caped Crusaders.
Oh, boy.
Hey, right? News, guys. Anything you got?
Heard it first here.
Nah, well, I mean, you might have heard it first.
Not Marvel wise. No, I figured we'd jump into some trailers that are out.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we got some trailers out this week.
Yep. We got some good
We got
trailers.
some good ones. You want to start with a good one?
John Wick 2.
John Wick 2.
Fucking John Wick 2.
I
man.
loved John Wick.
That was one of my favorite experiences in a movie theater.
Oh, that was so fun. Such a good time. We'll have to do it again. And this looks great, man. It looks like they're really just gonna like amp it up,
Oh yeah.
They realize like what it was, and now they're just taking it to the next level.
Yeah. It's literally a 90s action flick,
Yeah,
just nowadays.
which we love here
exactly.
at Two Guys with Four Eyes. It's what we live for.
Here at Two Guys with Four Eyes, we promote action movies from the 90s.
We sure do. We sure do. What was your favorite scenes Well, what were some of your favorite scenes from that trailer
Um,
besides the possible obvious?
the possible obvious.
Yeah, the possible obvious when Lawrence Fishburne
Oh
showed up
yeah,
at the
yeah. You
end.
get your Lawrence
Yeah,
Fishburne reveal.
yeah,
You're not very good at retiring, are you?
yeah. I
Yeah,
thought it was cool.
that was great.
It was great. It was nice to see them back together again,
Yeah,
and I kind of feel like it was, sort of like a play on that,
yeah.
on the whole
Well,
Matrix thing.
how cool would it be if he was originally John Wick's like mentor in this?
How cool would it be if it turned out that he was just plugged back into the Matrix?
John Wick 2 is the Matrix 4. No.
Well, I guess we'll know. I guess we'll know because it would be John Wick 1 would be the Matrix 4, but we wouldn't know until Matrix 5.
Right.
The reveal that John Wick is in the Matrix. John Wittrix?
John Constantine.
Oh no. Plays a lot of Johns, doesn't he?
He loves John, man.
He loves-
Johnny Football.
Nope.
Oh, that wasn't him.
Johnny. Yeah, his name is John, right?
Was it?
Falco.
Johnny Falco.
Was that his name?
It was something Falco.
Yeah, it could be.
It's probably John.
It's probably Freddie Falco. We also had. What else do we have this week? You saw you turned me on to the what was it called?
It's called Get Out.
Get Out.
Yeah.
Get out.
Get Out.
No, it looks great, man.
Yeah. I believe written, and I think he's directing it. I'm not sure. By Jordan Peele,
Mhm.
which was cool.
Yeah, right.
And I'd read that he said this was something he's been wanting to do for a long time.
Did you see? Actually, it's funny to jump from John Wick to this. That movie Keanu.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I didn't see
I
it.
didn't see it either. I gotta.
It looked kind of cheesy.
Oh yeah, but I
so-
mean, those guys are pretty
yeah, it was probably funny.
pretty funny. But yeah, no, this movie looks great. It has Bradley Whitford in it, who I love from The West Wing,
Right.
and he was also in Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, wild trailer, man. It starts out, it's kind of like this. Okay.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get some laughs.
it kind of has that like guess who's coming to dinner like
Right.
feel,
So you're like,
it's
okay, racial undertones, of course.
yeah,
And then it gets fucking insane.
yeah, like crazy insane. Just if you haven't seen the trailer, check it out. It comes out in February, I think.
Yeah, February.
So it's a long push away. I feel like it would have benefited for coming out like around maybe
Halloween.
Halloween,
Yeah.
but what do I know? I'm not a
Not
movie.
much.
I'm not a movie guy. I'm not a movie guy. I just sit in a trailer and talk about them.
Exactly.
It's not a real trailer. So this is some news right now. Guy Ritchie is set to direct the live action Aladdin
Aladdin.
movie for
Yeah.
Disney. Seems like makes sense, I think. Because
Does
Guy
it?
Ritchie has become quite the pussy over the years. When I first read it, I was like, all right, wait a minute. And I'm thinking, guy who did Snatch, Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, that guy, he can't do Aladdin. But then I think, well, what's he done recently?
What has he done recently?
He did fucking the Man from Uncle.
What did he?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know he directed that.
yeah. And then he did like the Sherlock Holmes movies.
Oh, he did do Sherlock. Sherlock's was good though.
We're-
Sherlock's was good.
They're very
I
good.
podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
They were good, but I mean, like, not whatever. I mean, I feel like he's kind of like he's getting close. Like, this is more his realm now.
He's in the twilight of his career.
Yeah, I feel like Aladdin's more in his realm, and I feel he's really good at like the fast paced, like actiony, like
Sure.
snaking and sneaking and slinky stuff. You know what I mean?
What's a lot of S's?
Yeah. No. So
He's
Uh,
good at the 3 S's.
yeah,
Snaking, sneaking, and slinking.
What was the first one?
You said snaking.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's all good.
Snaking.
So yeah, I mean, I think he do a good job at Aladdin. So you know what? Give it to him. We'll see how it goes. So now I want to talk about this real quick, and this is gonna be the last bit of news I think before we move on to anything else. And I want to talk about Logan.
Right.
Now, a lot's come out for that.
Oh,
A
back to
lot's-
Marvel.
A lot's, back to Marvel. But this is a different kind of Marvel.
This is the
This is-
Foxy Marvel.
This is the Fox Marvel, not the real Marvel. Now, a lot's come out with that over the weekend. The last couple weeks, I guess. The poster.
Yep.
The poster with his wrinkly old, soft-skinned hand.
with the little girl.
The little
holding it.
girl holding it. So sweet and charming. And then they released some rated R photos of a severed arm.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
I don't.
It's like, I get it. It's gonna be an R-rated movie. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, don't. It's not like was like, oh, check out this rated R photo of this
Right.
arm. Like, it's not like when I
Rated arm.
but
Goddamn.
like it's not anything good. But whatever. But they did release a couple other photos. One of which is Boyd Holbrook, and the photo's entitled Pierce. So the idea is that he's gonna be playing Donald Pierce, who is a member of the
Sure.
Hellfire Club and later a member of Mr. Sinister's Reavers, who both Sinister and the Reavers will be the villains of this, along with the SX Corp, which was mentioned at the end of Apocalypse.
Yeah.
So they're supposed to be the villains, and the rumor is that it's going to be X-23, who is the girl, and she will have been created by Sinister.
Sure.
And I'm guessing maybe Sinister wants to get her back somehow. But then Charles and Logan have to drag her across the country. That's it. I don't know, man. It's gonna be I don't know what they're gonna do. Like, having read the comic books, Old Man Logan, and
Yeah,
knowing that
yeah.
it's gonna be based off that,
Probably very, very loosely based.
loosely based. Yeah,
Yeah.
just like yeah. So whatever. And it's crazy. It's gonna be Hugh Jackman's ninth time
Yeah.
as
So
Wolverine.
crazy.
That's insane, man.
When was X1? Like 1999?
In 2000.
Yeah.
2000, man.
16 years of this shit.
16 years. 16 years and 9
And he
movies.
looks the same.
He looks even better.
It's that Aussie blood, man.
It's crazy.
Fucking
I know.
looking great forever.
He's doing something right. That's enough about that. That's enough news, I think, for this week.
I'm done with news.
I'm done with this shit.
I'm ready to hit the seas.
I'm ready. Hit the high seas. Let's take a trip back, guys. Come back with us to 1992.
A time when action was everywhere.
Action was everywhere. In fact,
A time when Steven Seagal shaved his ponytail off.
mm-hmm.
I guess he didn't shave it off. He just
He didn't
cut
shave.
it.
He
He
could
cut it off.
have shaved it off. So what did you think? What did you think Under Siege, man?
Man, I haven't seen this movie since I was a kid. And
Okay.
So that was the only scene I remembered vividly, obviously, what's
Yeah.
the most important scene of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I think anyone that has obviously seen it and is listening to this knows what I'm talking about. When Miss July 1989 pops out of the fucking cake and
Ooh.
the titties.
Man,
Woo.
those are some good '90s boobs.
All right. So anyway,
So Under Siege, huh?
yeah, it was fun, man. I had a good time watching it.
You're right. I haven't seen it. You said you haven't seen it.
Since I was a kid, I don't know how long it's been.
Yeah.
That was the only scene I remembered, so it's been that long.
Yeah. I haven't seen it. It's only been maybe like 10 years, I think, since I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm fairly up to date with it. But no, I don't really remember much of it. But it was really great to see. It was good watching. Good Steven Seagal action.
Yeah. Well, I think most people would argue it's probably his best movie.
Mm-hmm. I'm a on deadly ground kind of guy, man. Uh,
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize we were gonna have a debate right now.
no. You're entitled to your opinion. You wanna? So
I'm just gonna say it how it is.
Steven
Break
Seagal,
the shit down.
Steven Seagal, he's playing Casey Ryback,
Right.
and he's an ex-SEAL,
Yep.
now chef, unbeknownst to the entire crew, with the
Yep.
exception of the captain. And then the ship is taken under siege, and Casey is thrown.
The meat cooler.
He's thrown in the meat cooler for a time. He's released, and then he slowly but surely takes the ship back over and saves the day.
Yeah.
That's the gist
Yeah.
of it.
It's the Die Hard plot.
It's Die
It's
Hard.
Die Hard on the ocean.
Yeah, which is fine.
I'm completely cool
His
with it.
Die Hard was great.
Yeah.
And this is pretty great too. So we
So
have
that's it for the.
that's it. Yeah. See you next week. But no. So Steven Seagal, he plays Casey Ryback, and then we have Commander Krill, who is
Gary Busey.
Gary Busey in all of his '90s villain
Ah,
glory.
man. Busey was great back then, man.
Coming right off the heels, I think probably of Predator 2, right?
Right off those heels.
Right, '92, man.
Yeah.
It was a year of Busey, and then we got Tommy Lee Jones
Yeah.
playing William Stranix.
Yeah.
Stranix. It's a weird name.
Tommy Lee Jones was great in this movie.
He was Tommy Lee Jones, man.
Yeah.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
No, I mean, he was just very convincing as this
He was,
fucking
yeah.
crazy guy that kind of like he was just
he has a great way of commanding. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like when he shot that dude. and he's just like, let this be a lesson to you. You know, if you step
Yeah.
out of line, not only will we shoot you, but the guy next to you.
Yeah, the poor
It's
fucking
like,
sack that was standing next to some dude just gets shot for no reason.
no worries, just because you stand next to a badass.
Yep.
Maybe if he had been the badass, he would have been shot first. So let's start the movie from the beginning. It just opens with Casey Ryback just going through and just
He's cooking.
he's cooking,
Just being a cook.
just being a cook.
The captain wants to have
The
him,
captain's having a birthday
Okay.
party, and so everyone's supposed to be in their dress whites.
Right.
But Casey says no, because he's a cook. And why would he be?
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't get that part. So every officer and everyone's telling him, look, you gotta do this shit. And so he's even sent to see the captain about it. And the captain's like, look, man, I'm a cook. I don't want to meet the president. I don't care about your birthday type. Well, he cares about his birthday. And then Gary Busey's like, yeah. I think it's great. It's a great idea. He should just stay out of sight.
Yeah.
Which, this all implies that they know how much of a badass he is. Like, there's a lot of.
He doesn't though.
Yeah, I know, but like, why would he want him out of sight? Why does he
'Cause
care?
He hates him.
Why does he hate him?
Apparently they argue all the
They
time.
should make a fucking prequel of this movie. I want to understand the relationship.
Over Siege,
I
the prequel.
I want to understand the dynamic between.
Right. Well, I think you're just led to believe like they've obviously had some rough grounds because
Uh-huh.
he even says the line like, "This is probably the first thing
Yeah.
me and the commander have agreed on."
Mm-hmm.
So obviously they dislike each other.
That's true, and he does even make comments to the captain about how why he's able to why he puts up with this shit.
Right.
So obviously he's been giving guff to the entire crew probably the entire time.
Right.
You think cause he does.
Yeah.
He gives shit to everyone. He doesn't
Yeah,
take.
he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, Casey he gives shit to everyone. He doesn't take shit from anyone.
Classic Steven Seagal.
Classic. So, he's downstairs cooking, and then they have this idea that they're gonna bring in food and entertainment from the mainland, which
Yep.
is Hawaii,
Yep. So
onto
Chopper's land.
onto the ship, and so they have plans to bring choppers in, which the captain doesn't, whatever. So they bring the choppers in with the food and the party people,
Yep.
and the
You got your
servers.
Entertainment.
You got the
catering
band,
Guys.
you got the rock and rollers,
Yep.
you got Tommy Lee Jones, he's rocking and rolling.
Rock
You
and roll.
got Miss July,
Yep.
Jordan Tate.
Yep. Jordan Tate. Yeah. They all get on board, and then they set up. They all start partying.
Mhm.
She has motion sickness.
Yep.
Overdoses on fucking pills, and then just passes out.
Right. I'm pretty sure she was just meant to do that. Right. They're probably just sleeping pills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just put her ass out.
Now,
and,
meanwhile, now Casey's down in the kitchen. He's still cooking, even though they were told to get up in the mess hall.
right.
because
he
they're
doesn't,
gonna-
he doesn't fucking
Yeah,
listen to anyone.
he's like, no. He's like, I'm the one that cooks for the fucking captain, and that's it.
Yeah.
And so they go down. Krill goes down,
Yep.
and basically tells him what's up, spits in his food, and then locks him in the meat cooler.
Well, that's after Steven Seagal punches the shit out of him.
No.
He spits in his food.
He spits in his food, and then he
gets-
slaps him, and then he's like, oh, striking an officer, and he's like, that's not striking, and then he punches the shit out of his face.
Yeah, which is pretty badass.
Yeah. And then-
Especially considering like there's no action up to this point, and Steven Seagal
Right.
just punches a fucking officer,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like,
Yeah, and then he proceeds to like kick all the ass around him, but he stops himself.
yeah,
He stops himself, and then they throw him in the meat cooler for quite some time.
yeah.
The party's going on upstairs.
Yep.
Gary Busey shows up in his best
just as drag.
dress and drag, looking a whole lot like Willem Dafoe from
Yeah, he
Boondock
was.
Saints.
Yep,
Like the same.
exact same.
They could be the same woman. So he goes to get the captain to bring him to his party, shoots the captain.
Yep.
Tommy Lee Jones reveals himself as the bad guy, not the rock and roller that we
Assumed he was.
assumed he was, which is crazy that not only is Stranix able to command a group of like expert killers, but also they're a band.
Yeah,
Because
they're
they're all
actually a
like they're
band.
all playing their music, so it's like
it's what these terrorists do on the side.
like
you
what
know?
a cover, right? like a legit band, and then they're also killers. So good on you, man.
Yep.
Good on you. So everything goes to hell. There's a boy that's watching Casey in the meat cooler.
Yep.
Casey can hear all the gunshots. He says, "Get me out of here. We gotta save the day." The kid's an idiot. Ends up getting himself killed.
Yep.
And they go in, and what do? They try to shoot Casey right away.
Not happening.
But-
You're not shooting Steven Seagal like that.
But why? Why are they
Yeah,
trying?
they don't even.
They don't even. He's just a cook.
Yep. They don't even open the door. Like
They
right
just-
when they open it, they riddle the fucking cooler with bullets.
Like he's
He's not a threat
he's
as
not
far as they know. Like he's just a fucking cook.
he's just an asshole.
Yeah,
And Trill doesn't like him.
yeah.
Or Krill, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Trill.
Trill Krill, bro.
Yeah,
From now
right.
on, he's Trill. Yeah, that scene made no sense. Well, it made no sense that he was like immediately spotted as a threat.
Right.
Like Krill was like, "God damn it, I forgot him in the cooler. Get down there
Yeah.
and kill him."
Even Tom Lee Jones, or his character, he's like, oh, is there anything else you forgot to tell me about? Like,
Yeah.
as if it's a big deal.
You got a cook locked in a fucking meat cooler because he punched an officer.
Yeah. Whoop-de-doo.
Yep.
Like, that's it. Let him sit in there.
Nope. Jokes on them though.
Yeah.
They just released a killer.
Oh, no.
Oh.
So it's their own fault, man.
Yep.
So he, and he just starts killing.
He murks the fuck out of those two guys that come in to try and kill him,
Oh, that's right, because he locks them in, but they shoot their way out.
and then he kills the fuck out of them.
He kills the fuck out of them, yeah.
Then he makes a microwave bomb, which
Yeah.
cue 45 minutes later in the movie.
Yeah, I was actually, that was going to be part of my crack in the can.
Okay, well then we'll talk about it more then.
Yeah.
So-
No, it's okay because we already talked about another part of that, so we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it when it comes up.
Yeah.
We don't need to get to that now.
So he finds
He finds Miss July in the cake.
she wakes up and decides she's gonna pop out of the cake in an empty room.
Now, interesting thing about Miss July '89 is it's the character Jordan Tate. She's played by Elena Elniak,
Right.
who was actually Playboy's
July.
Miss July '89.
Oh, there you
so
go.
so yeah, way to go, guys. Way to go. She was also an ET. Just want to put that out there. Which would only make the second person from ET to get naked. Drew Barrymore, right? Yeah, she got
I
nude.
thought you were talking about the alien.
Yeah, dude. That naked ass alien. So he's got Miss July now, and she becomes his sort of like,
She's the mule. She's carrying all the shit for him.
all of his shit. And
She really doesn't add anything to the movie other
No.
than. Do you think she's gonna hold him back?
yeah,
Like she's gonna play that role of slowing
Right.
him down? She doesn't at all.
no,
He's just like moving through, no problem.
she's
like,
cool. He even like leaves her alone
Yeah.
a few points, and then she just meets up with him later on. And everything's
he's just
cool.
kicking ass all
Yeah.
the time, and she's just there
Yeah.
watching him.
And so she's there with him, and they're wandering through the halls of the ship.
Yep.
And they come across the door. Knock, knock, knock. What's going on with the villains at this point? Should we talk about them? I guess. Let's jump over to them.
Yeah, so Tommy Lee Jones obviously took control of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
He's got his whole little crew. They're running it,
Yep.
and this is when they kind of reveal what they're doing, sort of.
Oh yeah. Now they call the
Yeah, they call the Pentagon or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Hey, we have a bunch of Tomahawk missiles.
Mhm.
You guys can't do anything about it." What?
yeah.
And that's pretty much. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm crazy, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Bye."
He has this whole thing with like the '60s. Type thing?
Yeah, none of it makes any sense.
He's told that the movement is over, and he says this isn't a movement; it's a
Right.
revolution because the revolution comes around.
Yep.
And here it is,
Yeah,
man.
none of that matters. Or,
No, whatever.
because his actual plan is to have a sub that everyone thought was blown up from
Right.
North Korea
Uh-huh.
rendezvous so they can unload all the missiles onto that and then sell them all to the Middle East.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. So he's gonna get
a
out.
very loosely like explained plan.
Uh-huh.
But I guess the director and writers of this movie were like, people don't care. They don't give a shit about what the villain wants to do.
No, they don't. I mean, like,
We just want to see Steven Seagal trump him,
right?
and I mean,
And he
like,
does.
yeah,
He does just that.
very easily.
So they got their shitty plan, and they're putting
Yeah.
that in motion.
Yep.
Meanwhile, they're on to Casey killing everyone.
Yeah, they keep spotting dead
Mhm.
guys.
Yeah. So in order to flush him out, literally, uh, they have this plan to flood a room full of hostages.
Yeah, the crew of the ship.
The crew of the ship. Now, this, mind you, is like probably like the ceiling has to be like what, 50 feet.
It's probably the biggest room
like
in the
yeah.
ship.
It's like the deepest room ever constructed by anyone. And then they have like some hoses that they're just like spraying down there. So I mean, it's kind of like
It's gonna take like 3 years to fill this
Yeah,
fucking thing with water.
yeah, he's got plenty. He doesn't even save him till after like all said and done.
That's true.
And like everything's cool. But who he does save though, he comes across the room and they're knocking on it. They're doing Morse code, and sending an SOS, whatever. So he blow torches his way in, and they're all, oh, when, what now, what now? In the room behind the door, like these people are like literally calling for help.
Yeah, and someone comes to help, and they're acting surprised.
Yeah, they're like, oh man, what's this? And it turns out it's Steven Seagal, and here he is
to save the fucking day
with a room full of the only people who I recognized from anything.
Right?
You had Tuco.
Yep.
From Breaking Bad, and you had that Roger from Ace Ventura.
Yep.
Yep.
Roger Predactor. Dude.
Yep. So and then because everyone else was just faceless.
Oh yeah, a bunch of no names 90s actors.
Yeah, and so he rescues them. So now he has his group of people.
Yep.
And now they're gonna take the ship back.
Yep.
And boy, do they! Now, has he made the bomb yet in Swim?
No, he does after he gets them.
Okay, yeah, he makes a bomb. Oh my god, the SEAL team that can't make it. There's a lot, man. There's a lot. Like, it just, I get that, he's supposed to be the badass.
Right.
And that's cool, man. He can be the badass. But
like, someone else should be sort of badass.
Yeah, he needs, like, they should have, okay, so a SEAL team's, like, on their way, like, in a helicopter, on their way to the ship.
Yep.
And so Casey's able to knock down their, like, radar and shit so they can't see him coming. But what they don't know on the helicopter is that the submarine has now reemerged from the water.
Right.
And so they just blow the helicopter out of the sky from the submarine.
Yep.
With the fucking bazooka or whatever.
It's literally a bazooka.
And so
whoops.
But like why but they were like only they were only just like 100 yards away from the ship.
Just jump out.
Yeah. Jump out and swim like a seal.
Like a
That's what they do, right? I've seen the commercials. They come out of the water.
Yeah.
So they're dead.
Yeah.
So there's that. So once again, you got Casey by himself with his ragtag crew of people that he found in a fucking room on the ship. But they fight their way, and
he literally isn't challenged one bit through this movie.
No,
he strolls through.
No,
dude, and he brutally kills some fucking people.
He does.
Let's talk about some of the deaths.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about some of the deaths leading into the deaths of the main bad guys, and then I think that's kind of the end of it.
So you have all of your armed guards, like all the first people he kills, either shoots them or makes real quick work of them via kung fu. And then he comes across the welders, who start swinging pipes at him, and he maims them.
Yeah,
brutally maims these fucking guys.
Yeah, I wish I would have looked up what the because there's the artery like in your groin.
Yeah, in your inner thigh.
In your thigh, whatever it is. You guys out there, you're doctors, it just slices some guy's leg open. It just slices it completely open.
Different guy stabs in the armpit.
Several times.
Literally, like the guy goes to swing something, he like blocks it, and then stabs this guy like 6 times in the armpit.
Yeah. And then he throws the other guy like on the table saw,
and like cuts his shoulder off.
Like what?
Like brutal.
These guys are just cutting steel and welding, and he's just like, "Fuck you." But like guys that are actually trying to kill him, he's just like clean death,
machine gun death.
Yeah, easy. What a nightmare he is. So, he goes. He has sabotaged the submarine at some point using a bomb. He swims down.
Yeah, he swims down.
Which is literally the only point in this movie where he's injured, where he's hit with an anchor. Until later on.
But, which was a gigantic, scratch on his back, and he just you don't even notice.
Nothing.
Like it's fine.
No big deal.
Good
next scene, he's cool.
Yep.
Cool.
Puts a jacket on. You would never know.
What that? Nothing. So he damaged the submarine, which comes into play. I think now we're gonna talk about Gary Busey.
Busey's on the sub.
Busey's on the sub, and they can't submerge.
So they're trying to weld where he bombed it. And they're trying to fix it.
Yep. Meanwhile, they find that they still have some missiles. I guess right, the missiles on the ship. So he has a gunner with them. So he's like, let's go get this.
Yeah,
so they go up
part of his ragtag team.
Yeah,
one of them's a gunner.
His motley crew of misfits.
Yeah.
So he goes up. They blow up the submarine. They finally are able to submerge, but just right before they're fully underwater, he blows it up, and
blows them up.
That's it.
Yep.
Very very anticlimactic, I think, for Gary Busey.
Busey's dead.
He's just dead, just blown up. That's it. So now Tommy Lee Jones, he's seen this and he's like, "Fuck, man, fuck." And he knows everything's fucked, so he just
launches the missiles.
He just launches them. Yeah, he just launches these
He's
Tomahawks.
like, what the fuck else am I gonna do?
Yeah, so he just launches them out of Hawaii.
Yep.
So, and then he busts up all the whatever we're gonna call it. What is it? The like tracking, I guess.
Yeah,
devices.
So that way they can't disable them.
They can't. Yeah, they can't disable them. But he has a means to do it, like in his back pocket somehow, whatever.
Yeah.
So Steven Seagal, Casey, he finds him down in the control room of the ship, and there's like this.
Oh my god.
There's this big thing. He holds a gun to him for the longest time.
Tom reveals his entire master plan.
Yep.
Even though, like, he gets a drop on Casey. He could just shoot him in the head, and he's killed a ton of people in this movie already.
Oh yeah.
Why doesn't he just like, hey, Casey turns around, blam, you're dead.
Yeah.
Sorry, but no, he has to pull super evil villain.
Yeah, he can't just shoot him.
Nope. So
sit in the chair. Take a front row seat to the end of the world.
Yeah, classic.
Fuck you, man. Shoot him in the head.
So then, as he's revealing that, Seagal has some clever line. And it's like, "Oh, what do you think this is? We're all puppets." Kicks the gun out of his hand. Like, what?
Kicks the gun out of his hand, and then he has a knife.
Yep, cues a knife fight.
Yeah, they both have a knife. They both have knives, and so they knife fight. Which, by the way, man,
that was a cool knife fight.
Was it really?
No, because Steven Seagal, like, if this wasn't Tommy Lee Jones, it would have just been another guy that he just maims and kills.
Yeah,
like, it's so fast, and Tommy Lee Jones has no chance.
No, this is the second injury that Steven Seagal sustains, and it's a little cut on his cheek.
Yep.
Oh no, it was on his forehead. I'm sorry.
Yep.
That's it.
Tiny little cut.
But meanwhile, Casey, Steven Seagal, that's weird. Steven Seagal, he's toying with Tommy Lee Jones like the whole time. He's
like stabbing
him in his like chest, but like not really stabbing him.
Yep.
And he slices his wrist.
Yep.
Which, by the way, I mean that's
fucked up.
That's fucked. Yeah. And then how he gets him is it seems like Tommy Lee Jones is gonna have the upper hand.
Yeah, they grab each other's arms, and it's the battle for the momentum of who's gonna stab who
first. Yeah, and so what Casey does is he says fuck this, and he just grabs the knife out of Stranex's hand
with his fucking teeth.
With his teeth, just grabs it.
Just grabs it, and then puts his thumb to his fucking eye.
Yep, and then stabs him in the top of the head. And then he shoves him through a TV, doesn't he? And like that's it.
And then literally just exits the room.
Yep, that's it. And then
which, by the way, that entire knife fight, maybe 30 seconds.
Yeah, maybe.
He just makes the quick work of your main villain of the movie that fast.
Yeah, this comes after like 5 minutes after killing Gary Busey, the other main villain. I didn't catch how the Irish guy died.
Jordan Tate shoots the Irish or the Scottish guy.
Oh, that's right.
Irish, Scottish. What
He's Irish.
Irish.
Yeah.
She shoots him in the back.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And that's when you get your little joke because she obviously said she had a problem killing people and dating musicians.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Next to my
weird that those are your two rules when you're a fucking playmate.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Whatever. Yeah. Remember that guy from you remember him from Con Air?
Oh yeah.
He had that nice car.
Yeah. He was also from Star Trek.
Yeah, he was. So now whatever. This is the end. They end up disabling the missiles and saving the day.
Yep.
They have a big ceremony on the boat.
Yep.
Credits roll. The end.
Yep. Classic '90s fucking action flick.
Classic '90s action flick. Now,
it's gonna bring us into my favorite segment of the show. And this segment we talk about all of our biggest problems with the movie, all the things that were just
our gripes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They were either really wrong or we just personally had a fucking problem with them.
Yes.
And we call this segment Crack the Can. Yeah, one of my main problems was how easily Stranix took over the ship.
Yeah, okay.
This is a giant battleship with hundreds of like Navy personnel. Like these aren't just civilians. These guys are all in the military.
Mm-hmm.
He brings like 30 dudes.
Yeah.
And literally takes the ship over in like 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And gets everyone into like this room that they try and fill with water later. But
yeah.
It's just like it was like what? There's no fucking way 30 dudes with guns are gonna take over an entire ship that fast.
Yeah.
If it was a cruise ship, Sure. These guys are soldiers, man. Like,
right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you think they'd have a little bit more security. This goes along with the crew as well. It's amazing to me that the officers are talked down to so much by the cook staff. Not just by Casey, but by like everyone in the cook staff. And like no one seems to do. They don't do shit about it.
Yeah.
They just let them walk all over them. And I mean,
you jerk off.
Yeah.
It's like they're all just laughing.
Yeah. So it's like maybe that's why they're able to be taken over so easily, because they're all just a bunch of wimps,
pussies.
Yeah. Like so, maybe that's what it is. But it was just amazing to me that everyone was able to just walk all over like the actual like naval personnel,
right?
Like these cooks, like they just. I'm not saying the cooks aren't, part of the Navy. Maybe they are. I don't know how that thing works. I'm not a military guy, but it just seems like there's probably a ranking system, and I imagine the cooks are
a lot lower,
way down yonder, and everyone else is way up, way up here. So there's that.
Let's see what else. Oh yeah, my only other gripe was, and I was saying it as we were watching it, was how people know things without being given any information.
Right. Like Ryback's able to know about how many people are with the crew, who's running the whole thing, without even seeing.
He knows all that right when he like gets out of that meat locker and kills those two guys.
He sees two guys.
And he's like, oh, well.
I know it all.
Yeah, he makes the call to the Pentagon with his satellite phone. And he's like, oh, well, they got about 30 people.
Yeah.
And, it's this guy running the whole thing. And obviously Krill's in on it too. Mm-hmm. Like, how does he know all that? He just knows?
He just knows, man. He's just super good at his job. I mean, he's
a cook.
He was the best.
Yep.
He was the best. But, and then, one last thing.
Just lazy writing is all. Like, that's pretty much.
It's really, it's all it is. I mean, and then, leading off of when he gets out of the freezer, out of the walk-in, we mentioned this briefly a little bit ago. How he makes a microwave bomb.
The microwave bomb.
And he sets it, and then probably a good. I mean, I'm guessing in movie time, it had to be like at least like 30 minutes maybe.
Had to be, yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
And so he has this microwave bomb waiting, and it's on. And it's just cooking.
It's cooking away.
It's cooking. And then right as soon as Stranix and Krill and everyone gets down there, that's when it goes off.
Perfect timing.
Perfect. Couldn't have done it any better, Mr. Seagal. Congratulations.
Do or don't?
Do? This is a do, man.
This is a do.
I'm
gonna do the do on this one.
No, this is a great movie. Actually, I really want to watch the second part now. Under Siege on a train.
On a train, yeah.
Yeah. It's all right. Right?
That's a good concept. You want to know an interesting fact about this?
I sure do, Ben.
Do you know who was originally supposed to play the main character?
You mean Steven Seagal's character? Was it Jean-Claude Van Damme?
It was.
Of course it was. 'Cause who else would it be, man?
Yeah, it was supposed to be Van Damme, and he turned it down to do
Nowhere to Run.
Well, that would have been worth it.
Yeah.
Universal Soldier.
Universal Soldier.
It's garbage.
I never saw it, to be honest.
What?
No, I never saw Universal Soldier.
I'm actually surprised. Like, what? It was trash.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad. I guess I missed out on that one. I dodged a bullet.
Yep.
Yeah, no, we're in the show, but we want to talk about a couple things that we've been checking out. We kind of talk about this weekly.
Yeah.
We always talk about something that we've been watching or reading or whatever.
Right.
But now I think we have
for a new segment.
I think we have a name for it this week. What's the new segment? Get ready for Two Dicks Picks. Dicks with an apostrophe. So what have you checked out this week, Ben?
I've been checking out some dick pics.
What's your pick, Dick?
I finished watching Luke Cage as promised.
Nice.
From last week.
Very good.
It was a pretty hard watch.
I started watching Luke Cage.
Yeah. I could only watch about 2 episodes at a time. And
okay.
I would have to. Yeah. It was okay.
Oh, should this? Are we gonna talk little spoilers or?
Oh yeah, it's complete spoilers if you haven't seen Luke Cage.
Because I mean, it just came out.
Yeah, it's all right. I felt like the writing wasn't as strong as Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
And like the cheese is pretty bad. Mainly only in some of like the action sequences and stuff.
Yeah. I'm only on the I just finished the 4th episode.
Right.
So I'm 4 episodes in.
How are you liking it?
I mean, it's all right. I mean, it's good. It's all right. It's good. I just come off of binging all of season 2 of Daredevil, so I finally got that done out of the way. So there's that.
The much stronger
Netflix
show.
So it's kind of like coming straight off of that. Then I went directly into Luke Cage.
Yeah.
And it was like, ugh.
Yeah, it's.
I don't know if it was like that. I'm just like burnt out on the Marvel.
I think it's definitely the weakest of that and that Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Daredevil.
Yeah. I mean I'm liking it. But I definitely super happy when he after having gone through the experiment or gone through the process to give him his powers.
Yeah.
How, like I said a couple episodes ago, that I wanted him to come out and do that whole trope of,
finding the clothes
finding
on the clothesline.
The ridiculous like yellow blouse on a clothesline and throwing it on, and sure enough he did.
That's exactly.
And I was so I was so happy. It was so great. So I was really happy to see that. So that was good. Anything else you've been checking out?
No, not really. I'm trying to catch up on that. Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, like I said, I blasted through all of Daredevil. So
yeah. How'd you like the Punisher?
Oh, he was great, man. He was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like his monologue in the cemetery?
I did.
That was great. Man.
He was so good. He was probably the best part. He was the best part, man.
Hands down, best.
We talked about it briefly the other night. How I thought about Elektra. I hadn't finished I hadn't finished the season yet. She does kind of. Her story does kind of drag on, doesn't it?
It really does. Yeah.
And then all the ninjas, man.
Ninja overload.
Which is what I was trying to say earlier about Iron Fist. Is like, I'm afraid I just don't want another 13 hours of just fighting ninjas. You can only do so much of it. So that's it, guys. You can check us out on wherever you found us. Which, once again, wherever you found it, if you're listening, let us know. Let us know why and how.
Why and how?
Where?
It was probably us spamming something.
Probably. I don't do a whole lot of spamming. I'm trying not to.
Yeah.
I'm just putting it out there. We just put it out there, guys. If you pick up on it, that's great. So
yeah, we're on iTunes.
We're on iTunes. We're on SoundCloud. You can find us on YouTube. We have the Instagram at 2 Guys with 4 Eyes.
Yep.
So hit us up. Let us know what you think. Tell us we're doing a shit job. Tell us we're doing a great job. Tell us about your job.
I'd love to hear about your
We'd love to hear it, guys. So next week we're gonna do Halloween.
Yes.
To get into the spirit.
Yeah.
So we're gonna, go back and check that one out. So check in next week and you can hear all about that. All right. So until next time, guys, this is the 2 guys saying goodbye.
Okay. Yeah, goodbye. just cut it. Just turn it off.
See you guys.